Hey everyone, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. In this episode, we're going to talk about the Steam Deck and how Xbox Game Pass and Cloud has come to the Steam Deck. Now is supported, and thanks from help from Microsoft. So basically, it was a collaborative effort between Valve and Xbox to get XCloud and Game Pass working on the Steam Deck. You may have seen articles out there previously where they were talking about how Game Pass Game Pass and XCloud doesn't work on the Steam Deck, and I guess people want it. Microsoft said, "Why not?" Because hey, that's more money for them, right? So more subscribers. So hey, we can get it working on this Steam Deck. Awesome. So that's really cool, though. For those people that have a Steam Deck, it's really cool to see that you can now play your Game Pass games out onto the Steam Deck. You can play your Halo Infinite or whatever you want to play. So you play it through Microsoft Edge, which, whatever, Microsoft Edge. But they can access, so basically players can access their Game Pass through the Xbox Cloud Gaming within the Microsoft Edge beta, like I said. That means that players will have to install and launch the Steam Deck version of Microsoft's web browser to navigate to the Xbox or the xCloud launcher. It's a similar process on how xCloud works on PC, whereas Game Pass subscribers can access it through Xbox's website. If you are, if you do have a Steam Deck and you're wondering how do I get this working, Microsoft does have a tutorial article posted that shows you how to get it working on your Steam Deck. So it is a cool concept. I don't know if the full iteration of it doesn't sound like the full iteration of Game Pass is on there, right? It all seems like it's more of the cloud version, but with this collaboration, it could open up the idea of possibly having a Steam Deck or an Xbox Game Pass client on the Steam Deck where you could install those games directly onto your Steam Deck and play them, right? If Microsoft's willing to collaborate with Valve to get the cloud version working and be able to access your Game Pass subscription through there, why not go a little further and put a dedicated app on there, right? And again, that's more money for Microsoft, right? That's more subscribers, those that maybe don't have Xboxes, and maybe this is the Steam Deck is something they want to play most of their games on, might look at, hey, maybe I will subscribe to it now that I know that I have the Steam Deck. I can play like Halo or whatever game, Tunic, whatever game they want to play that's on Game Pass and Game Pass for PC as well. I can play them on my Steam Deck on the go, right? Or wherever. So that's a really cool idea. So we're going to go around and see what everybody thinks about this getting on there. And Pat, how about you, buddy? What do you think about this collaboration?
Old Gabe, he's a happy boy, isn't he? Gabe Newell, super happy. I bet hear this. He announced what was a couple of weeks ago they'd be happy to help Microsoft bring PC Game Pass to Steam. This is kind of they're bringing it to Game Pass, as you said, with like the with their browser client on Linux now. So sounds like they built a version of Edge just for the Steam Deck version of Linux that they're running, and it's kind of cool that they did that, but it's still games over the cloud, and we all know how I feel about games over the cloud. But it's another avenue for Microsoft to make money, which is what it's all about. At the same time, they did also announce that there is some support or limited support now to run Microsoft OS on the Steam Deck. So they're gonna, Valve's gonna put out that, so that makes it even easier, right? Because then you can use just the regular Edge client and to get Game Pass, Game Pass Ultimate, I should say, because that's what you need for the PC version. So it's more money for Microsoft, but it's still cloud-based gaming, and eventually, if they do get Microsoft OS support on that, I don't know if they're going to do like the CentOS or the Microsoft embedded or what they're going to do. I don't have a clue what they're going to try to put on the Steam Deck. But as Nick said, you'll be able to download your games, and then there you go, more power to it. You'll get to have your little handheld console to play your Steam games and Game Pass games. I'm not a cloud gaming fan. I don't have a Steam Deck neither, so I guess it really doesn't matter to me on that front. But I'm not a handheld person. I have a gaming PC, so this Steam Deck doesn't appeal to me. But it makes the Mac. It basically gives Microsoft and Valve a larger market. So now they have a larger market they can go after. Steam can grab some of those Microsoft people, and Microsoft can basically say, "Hey, we're on the Steam Deck." It's a win-win for Gabe. So, like I said, Gabe's a happy boy. He's probably doing the happy dance all the way to the bank. How about you, Shane?
Yeah, I don't have a Steam Deck, so it doesn't do me no good. I do have a PC, so I'm good there. I'm not a mobile gamer though. If I'm going somewhere, I'm normally driving, so they usually get pissed off when I'm playing the DS behind the wheel. So that sucks. But it is definitely a good thing for gamers overall. It could build into something more where you could actually download and play your Game Pass games, which is the better way to play it than Steam. So, and it is a win. It's just an overall win for the Steam Deck. I mean, for Gabe Newell, I mean, that's money in his pocket. That's just more money in his pocket because that's more reason to buy a Steam Deck. Plain and simple. So it's an interesting concept, but I don't know the tech stuff of it. But I do know that cloud gaming is typically crap. But Microsoft has done it better than anybody so far. I'm just going to put that out there because I've done it on my phone just to play with it and check it out. I'm interested to see if this gives Nintendo a little boost of, maybe this could be something we could work together on. I wouldn't shake my head because Nintendo likes money. Now, I don't say it. I'm not saying they are going to do it, but if they put a web browser, on there, Microsoft could say, "Hey, why don't you put our stuff on there? Maybe we'll cut you in 10%."
I don't think the hardware could run it.
Probably not. Well,
yeah. Plus, Nintendo's trying to make their own. Nintendo's trying to make their own very poorly, but they're trying, right? You give them a participation trophy, like, good, here's your golden star, Nintendo. You're doing a really good job. You just keep up the good work over there. You make sure you color within the lines, okay?
On the fridge.
We're going to put this on the fridge. Good job. That's pretty much Nintendo right now because their online service is crappy, right? And it's missing a lot of features that online services nowadays have, like voice chat, right? Not looking at you, Battlefield, but other games or other companies. Voice chat and various things like that. So their online structure sucks. So I don't see Nintendo going that route, but yeah. It's cool. It's cool. It's a cool idea. We'll see. We'll see what happens. PlayStation could possibly. I think doubt it.
I think it's just interesting. I wonder if there's any back burner talk. Maybe throw a few Steam games over to Xbox or some crap. Make it a Steam platform where you can stream it. I don't know. It's the problem with this story is it's all about the mobile portion of it. Really, it's just putting your games on a mobile. I'm not a mobile gamer. If I'm going somewhere, I'm driving. Now, my car has the two little screens in the back seats. I can hook my Nintendo up to it. I can hook the Xbox up to it. I can hook whatever. So I don't really need a mobile thing. So it's kind of pointless. Now, next year we plan on taking a good long flight. Maybe something like that would be cool to have, but I'm just not a mobile guy. I probably just sleep that whole damn flight because I hate flying. So
Grandpa does. He takes a nap.
Not before the Viagra.
Just after enduring it.
Yeah.
The Steam Deck does have a dock, and you can dock it to a TV. So it is pretty much a Switch.
It's controller powerful. It has controller support, right?
Yes, I believe so. I believe it has just. I want to say it has just Bluetooth, so any type of Bluetooth controller can hook up to it. Xbox or PlayStation or whatever.
Gotcha.
Or the Steam controller. If you have one of those, you can hook it up there too.
Nope. No, I'm gonna pass. But this is just more money in it's just more money in everybody's pocket. It really is. I mean, Microsoft, that's just gonna help their subscription base, really. I mean, PC gamers can do it on there now. And I'd say a lot of PC gamers have Game Pass of some sort. PC or Xbox or both, whatever. So I like it as far as the game aspect of it, but like I said, I'm not a mobile guy. So, what about you, Nick? I mean, do you plan on you plan on getting one Steam Deck?
Yeah, I have one reserved, or not reserved, but I have it reserved in the sense that I will have the opportunity to buy it at some point. So I do, I do have one, and so when it comes up with the opportunity to purchase it, will I purchase it at the time? I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence there, but I did put my hat in there in case, when it does come up, if I decide I want to purchase it. And mainly because you can dock it, right? And so I can play. I do have a gaming PC, but it is getting old, so I was kind of wanting to look at something that it's more, I don't know, built for like
Modern?
no, like in a console in a sense, right? It's tweaked and optimized for these games. You know what I'm saying? Like a PC can be, when you think of like an Xbox or a PlayStation, anything you put in there works, right? And so I was thinking about this at the Steam Deck. Like the Steam Deck games are built to work with the Steam Deck, means that they're optimized to plug and play in a sense, right? Just like a console is. It's not like downloading and go, oh, will the Steam Deck play this? No, it will because it's optimized for it. And so that's what I was thinking of. Like, this is the thing I hate about PC gaming, even though I love PC gaming. Don't get me wrong about that. Is that I hate wanting to play a game and it plays like junk because my PC is not up to spec, or my PC has some sort of problem where the frames are just dropping and it plays like trash. And granted, before anybody yells, you probably need a new PC. Yes, I do. I do. And probably need more of a desktop. I have a gaming laptop, and not a gaming desktop, which I should have, so I can upgrade it and upgrade the parts. So yes, it is my fault. But yeah, I think the Steam Deck's a pretty cool idea. I like the concept. When it comes to my turn to purchase one, will I'm not sure. I'm kind of on the fence on it. I might just give it up and let someone else have it, but we'll see. I mean, it's not going to be till like sometime at the third, fourth, some sort of quarter of this year. So it'll be a while before my turn gets up. So we'll see. I might pick one up. You know me, I like all the gaming stuff. So, but will I play Game Pass XCloud on it? No.
Is there a list of games that are optimized to work on that? So about how many's on that list? Because not every game works on the Steam Deck.
There's about 55 games listed that are optimized for it.
Yeah. So essentially, the Steam Deck it's a really killer Nintendo Switch. I mean, so not everything works on it. That's the problem. It'd be cooler if every game on my PC that I have worked on it. So,
right, and that lies the rub, right? That's the problem with it too. Is you have this proprietary piece of hardware, and so you do have to optimize games for it, just like any game console, right? So it's going to start out slow, but if it's easy to make a PC game and optimize it for Steam, for the Steam Deck, then I would suspect, it may not happen, but you're going to see a lot of developers create PC games and also have a Steam Deck version to go with it, right? But it depends on how easy it is for the developer to do that. Is it easier for them to optimize it for the Steam Deck so they can release it on both things? So that's going to be one of those things that we'll have to see what happens, right? We'll have to see how developers do with this piece of hardware in the future. The only thing bad about Valve, besides their index, is when it comes to hardware, they don't have a very good success track. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
And the index costs like way more than, I guess it even costs way more than their big Steam Deck, which is like $650. I think an index like $1,000, isn't it? If a complete index set. So, I don't know. If Steam Deck proves to be popular, I don't know if it will keep them from raising their prices in the future. I mean, to me, it's a okay piece of hardware. It's not great. So how long is it going to be competitive, or be able to play some of these newer games? Because at some point, you got a Steam Deck that can't play anything past X or that requires this chip, which is the same with anything. But at least with my computer, I can go, okay, I'm future proof for 10 years if I build a brand new computer. I don't think the Steam Deck is going to be future proof for 10 years.
Yeah. So compared, obviously, it's more powerful than the Switch. I mean, my toaster is, but the Steam Deck compared to like the Series S or X or the PS5, I mean, where would it fall in far as console wise power? I mean, abilities, I should say.
That's a tough thing to call because it's got proprietary hardware.
Yeah. I mean, are we looking at more PS4, Xbox One generation kind of abilities of graphics and all that stuff?
I mean, I don't know. You really can't compare because it's got a 720p touchscreen on it versus, I mean, can this thing output 4K? Can the Steam Deck output 4K is what you have to ask yourself.
Yeah,
the Xbox
I mean,
and
when you
PlayStation
dock it, can you output to 4K?
I'm not sure the Steam Deck can do 4K, can it? I mean, I haven't looked into, it probably supports it. So, I mean, it's basically whatever the hardware can push, right? I mean, yeah, so that's a hard question. I've not looked too much at the specs, so I'm pretty sure it can do 120 hertz. So,
yeah, there are comparisons. There's a Verge article that does have comparisons as far as the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and the Valve. It's using the same AMD Zen 2 chipset at a low at 2.4 to 3.5 gigahertz. It's a 4-core, whereas the Xbox Series X, S, and PS5 are 8-core CPUs. It's definitely using.
Yeah, it's like quite a bit lower on the GPU.
Yeah, it's quite a bit lower on the GPU.
I mean, you basically can say a Series X is 12.15 teraflops for GPU, and it's 1.6. I mean, so it's quite a bit lower. PlayStation's 10.28. They're all running basically the same AMD technology inside of them, but just lower spec. I mean, it only, and from what I'm reading, it only does 720p is what its output for native. So you're looking at consoles that do 4K 120 hertz, or 60, 1440, 60 for the Series S. So if you're looking at the big brand, the Series X and the PS5, there's no comparison. And and it can cost more than those consoles if you get the big one, which is $650, and all you're getting is expanded storage.
Yeah, and that's pretty much any of this handheld gaming VR stuff. You're just always paying higher for more storage.
For handheld, right? For portability, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for portability because I guarantee you, if Valve really wanted to, they could probably make their own console or PC if they wanted to. They can make their own PC.
Trying to do that a few years ago with like a Cube or something. I might be thinking of somebody else, but
I've got one of their.
What do you have? One of their what?
I have the Stream Deck one, the Valve streaming one.
Yeah.
They used to have those PCs, remember? Back in the day, they made those. They had the Steam PCs. I can't remember what they called them. That floundered pretty quickly, but they had that.
The steaming PC?
It ran like the Steam OS. I think it was the only thing that was on it, right? Something like that. So Valve has kind of dwindled in this a little bit. And like I said, it's yet to be seen if the Steam Deck is going to survive, right? I mean, because like I said, Valve has not had a very good record when it comes to hardware. They make great software, but their hardware, they just can't seem to get that going. Besides the Index is the only thing that's really done good for them. They've tried their thing at the Steam Link, their controller, those PCs that they did a long time ago. Probably some other stuff that we forgot about that they've tried to accomplish. Yeah. So
they were the Steam machines, weren't they? I think that's what they were, and they were made by Gigabyte. Yes. I thought it was doing them.
Yeah, that sounds.
I almost forgot about those Gigabyte machines.
I don't. The more we've talked about it, the more I just don't see the appeal of it. I mean, the Nintendo Switch, it'll what 1440.
The Switch, I
The
don't
Switch
know.
does 1080.
The
1080.
That's as
So-
high as it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's still better than 720.
Yes.
So I don't know. The more we talk about it, the more I don't get the appeal now. Just as the machine itself, it's like I can look at better games, play better games on better machines. I mean, even the Switch, graphically has a higher, fidelity to it. So
It's
Yeah.
all based on what you want to play, though, right? There's games that are on PC that aren't on Switch, so you can't really compare them, right? Because there's games that are on Switch that are never going to be on PC, and vice versa. And that's where you have to draw the line. If you want to play PC games and you don't want to go spend $800 on a Best Buy or some other place's pre-built gaming PC, and you want a little bit of portability, this is your answer, right? I mean, you stick to Valve's recommended list, and eventually there'll probably be a little checkbox that says, "Can this work on my Steam Deck?" And it'll say yes. Even though it's not optimized for the Steam Deck can still play it at a lower system settings and things like that. And then obviously with the Microsoft XCloud, you can run that crap on a turd. It requires your internet connection and whatever memory that your browser is going to eat up, So it is what it is, and it appeals to a certain demographic, and that demographic is not me, because I'd prefer to have my gaming PC. And when it starts to get a little longer in the tooth, you go, okay, I can expand my PCI bus will expand to this, which will support the newer cards or won't support the newer cards. My CPU architecture is this socket style, which means I have room to grow until that socket basically gets sunsetted and my bridge no longer supports the new processors, et cetera, et cetera. So that doesn't appeal to me, and mobile gaming or portable gaming doesn't really appeal to me. I don't undock my Switch. If I were to ever buy a Steam Deck, I wouldn't undock it, but I would never buy one. I'm not even in line for one because I don't want to take somebody's spot who wants one, because I build my own PCs, but it comes with a cost, right? Especially now that there's a shortage in everything. I've spent about $1,500 on my current PC. That's what I spent to get everything outside of a video card. So that just tell you, if you want to build a high-end gaming PC, what you're looking at. You're looking at thousands of dollars. You want to build a mid-range, you're still looking at about $1,200, with everything, if you can get a hold of a video card. So it appeals to a certain demographic, and I would be honestly really surprised if Nick got one. Outside of just for some GP. I got this, guys. Check it out.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely, the Game Pass is cool, but I'm going to pass on the Steam Deck. At least for a while. Long while, probably.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it turns out, but I think we're out of steam for this episode. So we're going to go ahead.
Nice segue.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and end this. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you liked the video. What do you think of the Steam Deck? Do you have one? Are you going to get one? Would you like to get one, or does it not appeal to you? Let us know down in the comments. What do you think? What do you think of XCloud coming to the Steam Deck? Do you think they will eventually come to where you can download those games directly onto your Steam Deck and play them? Let us know what you think down below. But make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with new videos that we do all the time. And we'll see you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.
See ya.